Keno, and he went ahead anyway.
You must have been at a different meeting than I. That issue is always with attorneys debated back and forth, but I would give you one realistic example, and that's Keno. I mean, he proved, I said at the time when we were having the debate that I thought the governor did, and I'm not an attorney, but just my thoughts were on it, that he did, the way the Constitution was structured, as long as it was focused on education, that he had the authority. He did Keno. Keno's in place. It's not achieving near the amount of money that was projected, but it's in place and running strong.
Senator, do you think that we'll see a plan B, if you will, your alternative emerge here in the next couple
of days? My plan B is what the governor told me, without any strings, without any stipulation, that that's the way that he was going to fill that $933 million shortfall. I expect the governor to do what he said. There was no stipulation. It was only some time after he come back and said, oh, by the way, I want the legislature, in essence, to endorse this. And I told him, no, that way it was his decision. He makes that decision. Whatever we need to do in relationship to appropriations and so forth, and the legalese of that in relationship to the implementation, we're prepared to do, because he has the authority and he's the governor, and we respect that. But we also expect him to lead as a governor, as we're trying to lead as senators, and I better just speak for senators, haven't I?
Outside of the money issues in the budget, are all the other policy differences settled at this point?
I think they're so close to being settled, I'd say yes, almost they are.
Does that include the education reform package?
Yes. I noticed I said almost.
That's why I asked.
As you know, we all know in education, there's always things that you're talking about right up to the last minute. So, but we've had very good interaction, and I commend the governor for working with us. You know, we had very specific interest, and his staff and our staff have worked night and day, and I think you'll see that we have an education plan that's, in my judgment, will be a win-win for everybody. Will everybody be happy with it? No, but it will be a good plan.
Senator, your description on the racing terminal versus lottery terminal, you seem to be distinguishing it on a game of chance versus skill, which would be a legal argument. Is your objection primarily legal, or is it moral?
Well, I think if you're asking if I do that, no, I don't. But I think it is a distinction between the two, and I think it's the debate between VLTs and putting them at the racetracks is totally different than instant racing.
If you had a chance to vote on this at the ballot box, how would you vote?
I'd vote no. Now wait a minute. What are you asking?
On the VLTs. If there were a VLT proposal on the November ballot, how would you vote?
If it went to the ballot, I would vote no.
Senator, maybe you asked this, I'm sorry. You said most issues were settled. How about libraries? Are they going to be cut less than Governor Strickland's framework?
I said that most issues are settled, almost. So we're still working, and there's a few things yet to finalize. And if not, we'd be in conference committee right now. So, but that's an issue that we have concerns about, and we're working. Yeah.
You're still working on it?
Yes.
Senator, what is the distinction between, you think the governor has the legal of the people, so what do you think needs to go to a vote of the people?
Well, I think that if my preference would have been to have the votes and the support, and if it went to the people and the people voted for it, then everybody's behind it. In this case, I think he has the authority as a governor to do that, and we will support that in relationship to
so
what our
responsibility. So it's not a legal issue, it's a referendum issue for you with the voters?
Yes.
You say you'd vote no if it got on the ballot, but you are willing to spend the money that this would raise if the governor would order VLTs on his own.
I think, Bill, that he has the authority to do that. He's our governor. If I was governor, I would not do it. I'd find another way, but he's the governor. He's the one that provided and was responsible for providing the spreadsheet to show how to fix this 3.2 billion shortfall. So, yes, if that he needs to move forward on that, and we need to move forward in moving our state forward.
Senator, the governor today said it was puzzling to him that you were willing to accept the money from the slots but not vote for it and take responsibility.
That's a very good way to try to not do what he's responsible for doing. He's responsible for, when he made the decision to do the VLTs, now he's trying to justify that if I don't do something, that he doesn't do it. That doesn't hold water, Jim. I mean, I respect the governor, and I think I get along extremely well with him, and I'm going to continue to work with him. But I've told him, you know, he's made the decision. Let's move forward. That's exactly what we need to do. And that's the way I'm moving forward.
If he had negotiated this differently then, if he had come to you and asked,
it would have been altogether a different issue.
Okay.
Yeah, it would have been a different issue, because I don't know all the details of what we've got to do, and I'm standing here telling you we're going to support him, and we will, because he's our governor. Now, we may have some problems with some of the Keno we didn't, but when you've got the VLTs, maybe we do. But we're prepared to go through that. But it's his action to do what he said he was going to do. He didn't ask for an opinion. He said, this is what I've decided to do. When I said to him, why don't we take it to the voters, I thought that would answer those questions loud and clear. He wouldn't have these. You've read, like I have, there's some people that are saying that they'll go to court over this issue. Other people have a big question when you look at what the racetrack has come to all of us with. You know the dollars, that what they projected, and it's about $500 million. And we're looking to get, I have a concern, does that create another $500 million or $1 billion shortfall in 2011? I went through, we did, with a $1.2 billion shortfall from the houses built to us that we got, and all of a sudden we got the shortfall. We addressed that. We passed a balanced budget, and then when we went to conference committee, there was, in what, less than 3 or 4 weeks, there was a $3.2 billion shortfall.